Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel At Home with Shell. So today's video is all about weaning essentials. My youngest daughter is nearly 6 months old and we've just started weaning her. So I thought I would talk you through what you need. If you're new to my channel, I'd love for you to subscribe. I post 2 videos a week on things like motherhood, lifestyle, cleaning and hauls. So if that's the kind of thing you like, then I'd love for you to join me. So on to weaning essentials. There's so many things out there that it can be quite daunting. So I thought I'd make this video and show you what we found to be essential. So the first thing that you will need is a high chair. Now I put a vote out on my Instagram page asking what high chair would be best. And I got loads of replies saying about the IKEA high chair. I did really like this one and it's super good value for money. So I think it's only £14, which is just amazing value. However, I wanted one that would actually fold up. And the only thing with the IKEA one is it doesn't kind of fold up. So we've chose to go for the Joey Mimsy 2-in-1. Joy, I think it's called. Joy, is that how you say it? The Joy Mimsy 2-in-1 high chair. So what I really like about this high chair is the fact that it's completely adjustable. So it adjusts up and down in terms of height. There's also a footrest on there that you can move as your baby grows bigger. It's another thing that was fantastic, especially in the earlier days, is the fact that it lays right back. Because previously we were using a swing chair, so I wanted to get rid of the swing chair and just be able to have the high chair. So if she is a bit sleepy or just kind of wants to relax for a little while I'm making dinner, for example, then she can actually lay back in this chair. It's got 3 different adjustments laying back. You can also adjust the tray, which is really good. There's 2 parts to the tray. So there's the main part of the tray, and then there's this extra bit of the tray that you can take off, which is super handy, especially when she's smaller. It's got this little drink section in there. So you can take this off, put it in the dishwasher. It's so easy to clean. You can take the insert out and wash that really easily as well. I love the fact that it has got this additional insert because she just seems much more comfortable in there than a lot of the other high chairs that we tried. So I think this high chair was £80, but it will last her right through until, you know, she's kind of 3-4 years old. What I really like about it as well, because you can adjust the height of it, as they get older you can bring it to the table, so they do actually get a seat at the table, which is absolutely fantastic. So number 2 on the weaning essentials list is kind of food storage and bowls. So I got a mixture. So I have got these kind of little bowls here. So these are from Tommy Tippy, and what I really like about these is that they're quite small, ideal for when you're first weaning and putting food in them. They've got a lid on which is attached so you don't lose it, and also because they've got a kind of a soft silicone bottom that you can see here, if you do use them to put food in the freezer, it makes it really easy to push the food out. So you can just push it in here and the food comes out. So these are super handy. I also got some of these NUBY ones, very similar to the Tommy Tippy ones, and I've also got a couple of bigger bowls. So this one is, I'm not sure what make this one is actually, I can't remember. I'll have a look and link it down below. And this one's really good because it's got a kind of a sticky bottom on it as well, like a suction one. So you can stick that to the high chair and it won't kind of be knocked over and thrown everywhere. So quite good for when they're a little bit older and starting to feed themselves a bit more. So another one I got are these bowls from Tommy Tippy again. These are quite a bit bigger, so maybe for when she's a little bit older. And again, they've got a lid on, and what they also come with is this little section in the top here which you can put the spoon into. So you simply pop the spoon into there and then you won't lose it. So when the spoon's finished with and dirty, then you can just put it in there. So that will, I haven't actually used this yet, so I'll probably use that when she's a little bit older. And you will also need spoons. So there's different spoons that you can get. I know you can get some spoons where the tips actually change colour depending on how hot the food is. But these are again from the Tommy Tippy range, and these are just a pack of 5. I think they were only £3. I really like them because they're really soft and they're quite bendy as well. Although you can store food in these types of containers, they take up quite a bit of room in the freezer. So what I have done instead is used ICECUBE trays. So this is just a simple ICECUBE tray that we got with our fridge freezer. You can pick up loads on Amazon as well. And what I will do is make my own food. So I'll just blitz together some, you know, like potato and carrots or something like that, batch cook it, and then basically keep it all, put all the food into one of these freezer containers. And it works out really handy because one of these little cubes here is roughly about a tablespoon of food. So then I freeze them, and then once they're frozen, I then grab a Ziplock bag, and then I put them in the Ziplock bag, label it up with what's in there and what the date is, and then I've got loads of batch cooked food in the freezer. And then all I do is just pop it out, you know, in the morning if she wants it for lunch or whatever, and then by lunchtime it's completely thawed, or you can also thaw it in the microwave, and it's so handy. When I first started weaning, I did think that I'd need loads of these, and then I thought that's really stupid. I don't need loads of these in there because all I can do is then just pop them into the Ziploc containers, which is much easier, and then all your food is kind of labelled and dated as well. So number 4 is I knew that I wanted to make my own food, and you don't need, I've read so many books and you don't need lots of things. So I've got a food processor anyway, but you don't need that. All you really need is just a handheld blender. So this is just one that I've got from Tesco's, and I think it was £6, and honestly that is all you need. So you just need this, a saucepan, and that's about it. You don't need all these kind of gadgets that some of the books recommend. So yeah, just a handheld blender and a saucepan to cook up some vegetables in. You don't really need to puree their food for that long either. So after the first kind of month or so, a potato masher or a fork is absolutely fine. So what else I did buy actually, which is really handy, is this kind of gadget bowl thing that I got from NUBY. What's really good about it is, so it's this large bowl, and inside of it is this kind of little steamer thing. So you can basically put a little bit of water in the bottom here, and then you put your veg or fruit or whatever it is in here, and then you put the lid on and you pop it in the microwave for a couple of minutes, and it essentially steams all your veg for you. It's super handy just for making little portions in. And then it also comes with this really handy little masher, which, if I'm honest, mashing the food in here is fantastic because in here it's got these kind of little grooves in here as well. I'll show you there if you can see that. So you literally just push the food against here and mash it, and yeah, it's fantastic. And I've actually used this quite a lot, and I think I'll continue to use this, especially as we move away from more of the pureed food. The next thing that you will need is bibs. Lots and lots of bibs, because weaning is a messy business. So I've got lots of the normal kind of handkerchief style dribble bibs, but they don't really work very well because the food can soak through them, and yeah, they're just not as good. So I actually picked up these bibs from Tesco. They were a pack of 5, and I really like these because they're kind of this kind of PVC style on one side, which you can just wipe the food away from, and then they're like really soft on the other side. So these were really handy, and we use these every single day, every feeding time we use them. Another bib that we've got for super messy food, so for example she's just started to feed herself a little bit and I don't want all her clothes to get ruined, so we've got one of these, excuse the bib, it's a bit dirty, we've got one of these kind of all-in-one bibs. So this one was, I think I got this one from Asda, and it was about £2.50, and it completely covers them, so it goes all over their arms and right over their body. So I do want to get another couple of these, especially as she gets older and we start doing more baby-led weaning. Another bib that I got was this one. So this was again from Asda. I got this one, and it's kind of like a soft silicone bib. What's really good about this is that it catches all the food in here. Because we're mainly on purees at the minute, I haven't really needed to use this, but as she gets bigger, this type of bib will definitely come in handy. When you start offering the baby food, it's really important in those first few days to also offer them a drink, so they get used to having a drink with their food, because the more food that you introduce, the more milk you'll probably cut out their diet, so they're not kind of getting as much water essentially. So I've got 2 cups that I'm using. So I've got this one. This is a grip tight cup that she can kind of help feed herself with, and this one's more spouted and it's really easy for her to use. So she simply just pushes down on here and the water comes out. So we just use cool boiled water in this, but from 6 months you can just use tap water. So we're using that, and she gets on much better with this one. And then I also have this one, which is the 360 Magic Cup, I think it's called. Again, I'll link it down below. This one's meant to be better for their teeth because you simply press against it and the water just kind of comes out itself. There's no sucking or anything involved. But I'm not sure, she's a little bit young for this one. She doesn't seem to get on with this one that well. So maybe I'll keep this one for when she's a bit older, and just use this one for now. But yeah, I definitely recommend getting a cup for when you start off weaning. So one more thing, it's not really an essential, but it's something that I've kind of used in the early stages of weaning, is this NUBY food net. So I don't know if you can see that there. So inside here, it comes with a case on it. I'll just pop that off, and it's got a little food net. So what you can do in here is you can put things like, so at the start we just put her baby milk in there, pop this in the freezer, and then it's basically like a kind of a cold ice lolly, which is absolutely amazing for when they're teething as well, and also gets them used to feeding themselves. And then since then we've just put things like, you know, soft carrots and strawberries. When we put strawberries in here, she absolutely loves it, because they're, especially when they're really ripe, because they kind of mush down and she gets all the strawberry juice from them. So yeah, she absolutely loves that, but that's very messy as well, as it ends up getting everywhere. So I would recommend getting one of these. You'll probably only use it for a couple of months or so while they're just getting used to feeding themselves. But yeah, it was quite a good buy, and I think it was only like £4 or something. So yeah. So that's kind of everything that you need for starting to wean the baby. The only other things I wanted to touch on is kind of cleaning. So rather than using wipes or anything like that on your baby, what I've actually used is, let me just grab it, is a little flannel. And I find this much better. It's much softer on their faces than just using wipes all the time. It's better for the environment, because otherwise you'll go through God knows how many wipes. So I just use a little flannel like this. I've got a few little flannels, and every time after she's fed, just wipe her face with this and then just throw it in the washing machine. So I would recommend investing in a few kind of little flannels. Also, in terms of actually cleaning the high chair, I would recommend investing in like a non-toxic kind of cleaner. So I love the Method products. So this is just a Method daily kitchen cleaner. It's completely antibacterial, and it's got no kind of like toxins or anything in it neither. So it's really good to use this, and it smells incredible. So I'll just give the high chair tray a quick spritz with this and wipe it down every evening. And I'll also use this to clean down the kind of the back of it as well. So yeah, just use this with a cloth, and it's much better again for the environment than using wipes. And I love the Method ones because it hasn't got any kind of harmful chemicals or anything in it. As they get older, they often make quite a bit of mess when you're weaning them, throwing food all over the place. So it's really handy just to keep a dustpan and brush around, just so you can quickly sweep everything up if there's any food spills. And I also use just it's a Vileda spray mop. So I'd simply dilute some Ziplock with some water in there and spray the floor with that, so I can just quickly clear up any messes. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and it's gave you a bit of an insight into everything that you need when you start weaning your baby. If you have enjoyed this video, then please give me a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, then I'd love you to subscribe to my channel. Let me know your thoughts below and anything that you found essential in your weaning journey. Thanks for watching.